Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Issa, and I'm happy that you're joining us today. And the discussion for today is very, very good. But I'm going to be real with you guys. I've made a couple videos now talking about mentality and stuff. And I'm going to be honest, and I was having some self reflection on this the other night, and I realized something. As humans, as people, you can literally change your life overnight just by changing your mindset. That's right. You can change your life overnight just by simply changing your mindset. And this was something that I sat down and I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, you know how many people and how much potential as humans that we have if we just sat down, wrote down our life, wrote down our struggles, just put it in the physical, take ourselves out of the 3D and look at it from a third person perspective. How many people could actually fix their problems like that, right? And it all starts with something. It all starts with the mental. And when I was sitting there in the back, and I make the TikToks, right? I have a TikTok. If you don't know, follow me on TikTok, issa.elassal. And I realized something. I realized that there's so many people out there that watch my videos, but I always wonder if they actually try and make a change with their mentality, right? Because I try to research content and I try to provide you the best possible content that I could at the moment, right? With what I have. And I realized something, that a lot of people, you watching this video included, you can literally change your life just by simply doing different mental exercises, simply changing the way you view life, changing your perspective, having faith and belief in yourself. You could literally get whatever you want in this world, and you could put it into your physical 3D world. But it has to start here, and it has to start in the soul. So there's going to be three concepts that I want to kind of talk about or reframe your thinking a bit when it comes to changing your mindset, right? These are going to be mentality shifts that I think you can change, and you'll definitely see an impact in your life. So the first change is changing from victim thinking to ownership. So what is victim thinking? Well, victim thinking is when someone says, why is this happening to me? Or they blame other people, they blame other circumstances, saying, oh, I'm poor, or I'm playing on a really bad team, or I'm not doing well in school, I hate my job, I hate where it's located, yada, yada, yada. That is the victim mentality. And a lot of people fall victim to the victim mentality because, they are slaves to their own mind. And when you consistently think about the negative, you bring negative aura and negative energy into your life. The more negative you are, the worse your life is going to get. Like, that's just how it is. That's how the energetic spiritual world that we live in. You get what you give out, right? And if you're giving out negativity, you're going to get negativity in your life. So having an ownership mentality is taking ownership of your circumstances, taking ownership of where you are in life, and saying to yourself, what can I control here? You can't control whatever happens to you in life, right? There's a lot of things you can't control. But the one thing you can control is your response, your effort, and your attitude towards different circumstances, different situations, right? Because if you're consistently thinking, I am not in control of this, and that, that's true, right? We're not in control on the big picture in terms of God, in terms of the universe, in terms of the higher power that you believe in, but we are in control of ourselves and the present moment to establish a better future, to establish getting something that the universe will give us, right? Because we have to earn it. We have to show God, show the universe that we deserve this stuff. And the only way we show God and show the universe that we deserve this stuff is by changing the way we think about ourselves, by putting ourselves in a higher light. Because the ultimate form of compliment and prayer to the God and universe is when you have belief in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, you're essentially believing in the Creator. You're trusting the Creator brought you here for a purpose. You're trusting that He or she or whatever you believe in can deliver this blessing to you, can deliver this opportunity to you, right? Because when you believe in yourself, you're believing into God, because God brought you on this planet to be successful. right? So shift from complaining to problem solving, right? Don't don't stay in a rut, right? That's the worst thing you can do. Try and find the benefits in life. Try and find the good in your situation. Trust me, you will find a way out, and success is going to come. I'm telling you. Second point I want to bring up is changing the scarcity mindset to abundance. Now, scarcity mindset is people that say there's not enough, or if they win, I lose, or they're they feel like they don't have what they want in this life. They feel like they have these circumstances where life isn't giving them what they want, or they're scarcity, right? They don't have what they want in this world. You need to change to abundance, because the universe, God blesses those that are happy where they are, but also act as if they have the thing that they want. Because the truth of the matter is, guys, when you want something and you want it and you show desire, you're showing it from a scarcity mindset. You're not going to get it, right? You're not going to attract it because you're constantly chasing it. But when you act as if you have it, when you act as if you are good enough to get it, it'll come to you. You know what I mean? You have to act as if you don't need it. You can live without it. And in life, and I always say this in my videos, the greatest things in life happen when you least expect it, or things just happen when you're not even thinking about it. And why? Because you're in a state of being in the present, but you're also in an abundance mindset, right? You're usually happy, usually distracted, you're usually not focusing on what you want in this life, and it comes to you. It just easily comes to you because the world's like, okay, I'll give him this, because he's so sure of himself, or she's so sure of herself. She has so much confidence in herself that I'm gonna bless and I'm gonna give them this thing that they've been wanting, right? Because desire is a real thing, right? If you want something, that's a real human thing, like that we're supposed to want that, but it's a subtle shift of, okay, I want it, but I don't need it, or I have it, right? Because when you're in a scarcity mindset, you are consistently looking for a way out. You're consistently looking for something, and that is the worst thing you can do. You need to have an abundance mindset, and you need to look at opportunities, like the positives. What can I do to get better? And also, abundance is learning from other people, right? Being patient, that is abundance. Being in the present moment, because when you're in the present moment, that is the most important moment, because it leads to a better future. Forget about the past. Don't think about the past. Think about the present, because whatever happened there happened. So you need to change from scarcity to abundance. The third thing is to shift from fear to curiosity, because fear essentially says, I'm terrible at this, I suck at this, I don't want to do it because if I do, then I will potentially fail. That is fear. And fear is something everyone has, but also fear is something that we need to conquer in ourselves, right? So instead of having fear, establish curiosity. Curiosity says, I'm learning. I'll handle that better than last time. I'm capable of improving. What if, right? Keep asking what if. You play basketball, you're on the court, you take a shot, game-winning shot. What if you make it? What if you make it and you win the championship? You have to think about these things, because that's also positive thinking, right? Now, I've said this before, Michael Jordan. I always use Michael Jordan as an example. He says all the time, why would I be scared of a shot that I never even took yet? That's the type of mental. And look at where he's at, or who he became, and his life. He's a legend because his mentality was always a growth and optimistic and positive mentality. He eliminated the negativity. He never let anything into his mind that was negative. Sure, he probably had negative thoughts, but he acknowledged it and quickly snapped out of it. He didn't bask in the negativity. No, he moved on from it, right? So you need to establish the shift from fear to curiosity. Being curious is way better than being fearful, because if you're fearful, you're going to get fight or flight, right? Some people freeze, some people fight, and it's just you're not comfortable. When you're curious, you are open to things. You're open to learning. You're open to life. You're open to things that happen in your life, to circumstances. And you're willing to learn. So you don't end up viewing failure as failure. You view it as a learning experience, right? These are all concepts that all coincide together. These are stuff that we as individuals have to work on and establish, because if we establish and we work on these things, we are going to be mildly successful in this world. I'm telling you right now, if you focus on your mentality and you establish a great mental barrier, great mental toughness, and great mental understanding of the world and yourself, you will be successful in this world. Trust me. So again, I'll repeat after this. The first point was change from victim thinking to ownership. The second thing is scarcity to abundance. And the third is fear to curiosity. You establish those three things, I'm telling you guys, your life will change for the better. I'm telling you guys. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my video. Going down to the link description. Use code issa11 at Bucked Up. Use code IS, all caps, at HTLT Supplements. Follow me on social media. I'm on basically everything. They're all in the link below. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And again, guys, share this to anyone that needs to see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, get these three things down, and I'm telling you, success will come in your life. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.